everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Right, first up, I want to absolutely acknowledge my fabulous team of viewers who let me know all this information that I read on, or most of the information. Sometimes my guides go, look at this one. So yeah, a lot of you have mentioned how much research I do. Yes, I do a lot of research, but it's you guys that prompt me in the right direction. And what will happen is, oh, look, I get hundreds of emails a day. I do try to respond to them all, and I really, really appreciate them. A lot of you point me in particular directions, and then and my guides will grab me by the eyeballs, stick the eyeballs to the screen and say, you need to follow this, and then I start the research in that particular topic. So super thanks to all my fabulous viewers who email me with snippets. I do prefer, if you are emailing me, if you can give me information in a written form. I know there's a lot of emails out there. Sorry, I've got cards falling all over the floor. I know there's a lot out there in videos, etc. iHip, Keith Edwards, fabulous, as well as other too many cards, but that's the second time that one's shown itself to me, the Ten of Swords, because they know what I'm going to read on. A lot of fabulous videos out there. So, but yeah, written form's easier for me to read. Oh gosh, and then we've got it again. You guys know exactly what I'm reading on. I am reading on the Orange Twerp's health. The reason being is that he's no longer riding around in his golf cart. Not only is he not playing golf, he's not even pretending to cheat at golf. Now, what I'm using is I'm using the Trip and Wake deck, but there is this supplemental deck as well. And there's a lot of cards here. It makes for one very fat deck to try and shuffle. So I'll shuffle it in two parts separately and put it together and then shuffle. So show me what the Orange Twerp's health. Now, I have been saying for, gosh, 18 months now that he's having vascular issues. He has gone missing a few times for extended periods, 10 days or at least a week. My feels is he's been getting stents put in those particular periods. Now, I know the recovery period from stents isn't particularly long, but his actual health is so poor underneath that they need that extra time to get him functioning again, because what's happened is you open the artery and all of a sudden the heart's going, oh, what the heck happened there? So, and I've been getting for a long time, watch for him to go missing for a bit, and then he'll pop up in, watch for pre-recorded AI photos from a distance with a body double that really, I mean, it's a blurry thing in a white shirt with a red hat on, but let's have a look. How's his health, considering he's no longer in the golf cart? Okay, these popped out. The Emperor. We know who the Emperor is. The Orange Twerp on his stone throne. He's not as wealthy as what you think he is. Now, I did mention it in my last video that information's come out via the Wall Street Journal that Eric and Sniffy Jr. Crypto company Libby Finance or something got $500 million seeding money from the Middle East merely days before the Orange Twerp issued a contract for chips to be made in that particular country. But crypto's then had a bit of a bad run. He's not as wealthy as what he thinks he is. However, but then we've got end of a cycle for his health. Pentacles can mean wealth, they can mean opportunities, entertainment only, wealth, opportunities, they can mean protection, but they're also about health. Now, look at the old dude in this, stuck on this side of the portal, and the young people stepping through. His, again, sitting on this chair, orange chair, his health is not good. He's at the end of his health. Now, the next card was the Two of Swords, the blindfold, sitting in front of the swamp, the strategy, so the Two Swords are about, they can be about strategy, they can be about social media, they can be about truth, they can be about brutal reality. But there's a defensive position holding the Two Swords in front of the swamp here. And then we've got the Six of Cups. So this is the gift, the handing on, but it's also about dementia, full-blown dementia. So this is what I'm getting here. It's about secrecies about his health. Now, we know he's got frontal lobe dementia or whatever it's called. I've had to deal with that in my husband's family. It's just very, very taxing. Okay, if I go from the bottom, because I put those cards back randomly and turned the deck over, and from the bottom, here we've got the orange twerp, the nightmare situation, but literally the intellect dripping, but it's also about specialists as well. And then we've got the lies. Expect the lies. His health, not good whatsoever. So let's do an action, just put those back randomly. Let's do an actual spread. So show me what the progression, what do we need to know? The fact that he's not even riding around in a golf cart anymore. What do we need to know about the orange twerp's health? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Right. Some sort of announcement coming from the White House, but this is celebration announcement. Rah, rah, rah. No, he's absolutely fine. Best health ever. Healthiest president that ever existed in history, all the rest of it. But we're not buying it. We're not going to buy it. So there's some sort of holding up. I mean, I've been saying for, 2 years now, weekend at Bernie's. Some sort of rah-rah announcement coming from the White House, but it's almost like just getting fakery is the word I'm getting. We're not going to buy it. Those of us that actually have our eyes open are not going to buy it. Yeah, there it is. The challenge is going on the defensive about the putting out across the airways, the strategy. Okay, let's see where this goes. What's stewing in at the moment is bruised, battered, back up against the wall. The messaging that's going to be put out, trying to decide on the messaging that's going to be put out there. Still vaguely upright, but having to hang on to the wand, the messaging, hanging on to the messaging while beaten up. I have been getting for a long time, for those that have been following me forever, and I'm talking years here, that he will actually collapse publicly. Okay, in the past, this could be documents coming out, the grifting, the money laundering, but it could also be a reduction in his health, the poverty of his health. It's almost like they've gotten to the stage there's nothing else they can do. They're still giving out the pills, but they are not as, sorry, let me just hold that. Giving out the pills, but they're not as effective as they used to be. Oh gosh, on the bottom we've got the Wheel of Fortune. There you go. I'll have a look at the bottom in a moment. The bottom is the underlying energy. Crowning this reading, the Ace of Cups. Some sort of emotional overwhelming. a cleansing, new start, some sort of emotional breakdown. Yeah, okay, I'm going to leave that there. That's what's over it at the moment, some sort of emotional breakdown. Okay, immediate future is the Chariot. It is my military card. Okay, the military grinding to a halt. The military might refuse to do something here. Inability to move forward, chaos, and Ten of Swords. And these swords are plunged into the back. There's going to be one last something that is going to bring about the downfall. Might have to do with a military order that is refused or given. Let's see where it goes. And then we've got the Page of Swords, a whistleblower coming out. This is internally though. Ten of Swords externally, Page of Swords internally. Swiping at the clouds, trying to control the social media is what I'm getting here. Hopes and fears, the star, the star, the star falling. Five of Cups, loss of the Emperor. And the King of Pentacles, loss of the protection. And then we've got Judgment. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles, finding themselves out in the cold. And here, as serious legal action starts with that King of Swords, secrets being revealed with the High Priestess, trying to keep a lid on the situation, that the Emperor, all hail the Emperor is dead. That's when the infighting starts with that Five of Wands, and if you, while they're trying to decide what to do with him, with that Four of Swords. On the bottom, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Wands, Five of Swords, so everything's going to change. There's going to be some sort of huge announcement that's going to be a lie, as they are on the back foot, defensive about the death. Now, it's not necessarily physical death as such. I keep getting he's going to end up with a stroke and end up in some sort of facility, but it might be not for long. Heading off the cliff with the Fill card. And if you want to know, Knight of Swords. As I said, I've got these two decks that I combine, two Knights of Swords straight out. This could be a rash action, or it could simply be a harsh truth that comes out that the devil is gone gaga. The devil is gone. Look at those eyes. The devil is gone gaga. Okay, this isn't so much about his health itself, because I've read on his health so many times. This is about what is going to happen around it. And if you're wondering, what have I got? This card twice. This card twice. I know I put a lot of cards out, but gee, that's a fat deck. that many haven't been put out. This. What else have I got? I have gotten this Lying card twice as well, and the Judgment card twice in regards to it. And the protection of the orange twerp is gone. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Only a short one. Watch for the signs. I'm not even going to say it's coming soon. I'm just going to say watch for the signs because it is so close. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.